Welcome to SML Total Access, the official podcast of the Sim Madden League. Now, here are your hosts, ZZ the Great and Primetime 000.
Hello and welcome to the SML podcast. This is SML Total Access. It's my favorite time of the year. It's not only playoff season, but it's Super Bowl edition of Total Access. The first Super Bowl preview I believe we've ever done. I'm Primetime 000, and with me is my trusted co-host, ZZ the Great. What's going on, man?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We back, man. This Total Access is our favorite time of the season. Our favorite time of every couple months. The SML Super Bowl is set. It's time. I mean, this matchup has been long awaited. So, man, I am crunk. I'm hype. I'm ready to get into it.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be lit. It's gonna be fire. I've heard so many people saying, Meats has said it, I think QB said it, Pauly said it. The new game of the century number 2, Colts and Redskins season 31 Super Bowl. But before we get there, on first down, we kind of want to talk about how did we get there, the season review, kind of a playoff quick review. Is there any teams that you kind of looked at this season that you wanted just to highlight or make mention of for their playoff run or season run? That
Oh yeah, man. Of course. I mean, first I think at the top of that list has to be Future, and of course our previous champion, the Patriots, my boy QB Stud. They man, Future, he did a fantastic job. We just got through watching that game between him and Sunday. He put up a fight against Sunday. They had some technical difficulties during the game, but they ended up resetting things, getting it right back to where it was, and they both battled for it, and it went down to the last drive, which is awesome. And the fact that Sunday came out top, man, just proves he's a big clutch champion. And but Future's season was great. He had a great season.
Yeah, Future did a lot with an aging team, and he played that game. I think a lot of people expected Sunday to just kind of roll over Future, just kind of win by 2-3 scores possibly. And what I saw that game was Future almost making plays against himself, and that's why he lost that game. Some questionable play calls here and there, and if he makes the right call, that game could have gone completely different. It was a close game. Future Empire, though, great season. I kind of want to talk about a team actually over there in the oh Lord, hold on, let me get them pulled up here. The AFC. We're gonna look at the AFC side of things, and I got the Meats 12-4. Everyone gives him a hard time for the folding chair thing, saying he can't win the big one. And what does he do in his first playoff game against Conk again this season? Conk has the clock ticking down. He's not going to be able to get the snap off, and Meats calls the timeout, lets Conk kick a field goal, and Conk wins the game. Does that just go with the folding chair, like something always goes wrong, or what do you think that is?
Well, man, it's going to be Meats is going to have a hard time defending that persona that everybody has cast upon him. This idea of him being this folding chair and not being able to take the pressure during big games, it's happened year after year. I know we got guys like Future and, a couple other guys that have consistently made the playoffs and then fold up around the playoff time and don't do as good as they did during the regular season. But
it's different.
The stigma that's attached to Meats I think it's starting to affect him maybe. I mean, because that timeout call was just, oh man. I mean, we don't know if he would have won because the game was tied. So we don't know what the outcome could have been had he called that time. I mean, had he not called that timeout. But we pretty much, I think it's a unanimous decision, and it's pretty wide known that it looks like that. Had he not called that timeout, time would have ran out, and the Bills would not have been able to kick that field goal.
Right. It's just Meats right now in the playoffs reminds me of like the late 2000s, early 2010s Cleveland Browns, where it just something always just goes awry on them, and it's starting to really rear its ugly head. So we'll see if he can kind of turn the tide. I guess one more team I do want to make mention of Just blowing through really quick. The Patriots, they started off 0-3. They had a good run there, finished 13-3. Strong season. They just ran into a tough Jaguars team who nobody wants to face.
Mm-hmm. Yes, because Dumper Hines, which is the Jaguars owner, has been excellent over the last 3 seasons. And I didn't get to watch that Patriots game, but I mean, guys were saying that Dump's offense was the best in the league at the time, and this, I mean, not a knock on the Patriots or nothing, but it seemed like he ran into a buzzsaw after that when he faced you in the conference championship and seemed to, and which was also a great game.
Mm-hmm.
And it seemed that he did not have that same fire. He said he was playing a little conservative, but I don't know. I mean, it's like a lot of guys don't know. I mean, it seems like when you watch a game with the Colts, you think that it's going to be, high scoring. Prime's going to hit you with these deep shots. Prime's going to do this. But a lot of people forget Prime has great defense, and he might be the best defensive player here in the league.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, that's you. So,
yeah. I like it. I'll take it. I mean, I think to be good or to win multiple championships or one championship, you have to win in multiple ways. You can't just be a one-trick pony or rely on one thing, because the second a game update happens or the second somebody gets hurt, you're screwed. You're out of it, basically, right? So
yes.
I pride myself in being able to win low-scoring games, high-scoring games, comebacks, whatever it is. I feel like it's important to be well-rounded. Moving on.
What was the score with the Jags and Pats?
Jags and Pats. The Jaguars.
Do you remember?
Yeah. So the Jaguars won by 3 points. Jaguars won by 3.
By 3 points. Oh, so that was also a close game.
Close game.
Oh, yeah, I did watch the end of that game. Because the Pats were up by 1 point. Up by 6, and then the Jaguars scored late in the fourth quarter. They got a 1 point lead.
Yeah, it was like a field goal. They had won by if QB got a kick, you would have won, type of thing. But moving on to second down, Sunday Squad has made his 3rd straight Super Bowl this cycle. He last time he went, he lost. The time before that, he won. This year, he's 18-0. He's 18-0.
Yes.
Sunday is doing a lot. He's a primer champion. He's winning games. What do we make of Sunday Squad?
I mean, what else can we make of him at this point? The data man came into the primer when the primer first started. He won the first tournament ever in the primer.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people didn't pay a lot of attention to Sunday after he won that tournament. And he turns around and he wins I think he ended up winning 2 primer championships before he left.
Mm-hmm.
He lost 1 to Grams, which it was a substitute thing where our Super Bowl champion actually had some issues, which was really weird. One of the weirdest times in that I've ever experienced, where a guy backed out of the Super Bowl. But
problems, right?
Yeah. So, but other than that, Sunday has won almost every other championship he was in until last season when he faced the Patriots and ended up losing that big Super Bowl in the last season. Mm-hmm. But other than that, man, I mean, since he's came here, he's been, I mean, what else can we say? I mean, we got a guy, the Vikings, Paulie, he dubs him the Truth. He does them the baby goat, to create this idea of somebody taking over the GOAT spot. But I mean, at this point, what can we say? The man is who he is. He's a winner.
He's quiet. He's winning games. He's dominating great players, OG players, rubbing some of them the wrong way. I think as he does it, he makes it look easy sometimes.
Yes.
So, and he's in the Super Bowl again. So it's a testament to win just one, make just one, but to go to 3 straight, no matter what happens. Sunday Squad obviously is at the peak of his powers right now with an excellent team. With that pass rush, the best pass rush I have ever seen in Madden.
Yes, I heard you say that.
That's like 2 or 3 years ago. No, 4 years ago, before I played in the SML. So 5 years ago, I dabbled into Ultimate Team for like a year, and I had seen some crazy pass rushes, but this is the craziest pass rush I have ever seen. I played against Governor when he was the Jaguars. That defense, man,
Yes.
this is next level. So that's what I have to say about that.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's a bit different with Gov. I think it was with the secondary where it was like just unreal. As
Secondary
far
and
as the
blitzes,
secondary was,
right.
and yeah, he had great blitzes, but that secondary was
Yes.
retarded.
Oh, it was all 95s, 95 and up. Safeties, corners, third corners, and then he would send man blitzes because he could get home, and if not, then
Yes.
it was still covered. And he tried that same recipe this cycle, and it just didn't quite work out the same way for him.
No, it did not.
But
this is something different with the front four. It's just different, and it's not really based on a lot of blitzes with him. I mean, he can play coverage, and those front four will make it bad for you.
Right. He can get heat like you're sending 7 guys, but still cover, have 5 back or 6 back or whatever it is. What is that? 7 back and only rush 4. It's insane, the possibilities. But he's built his team or inherited a team from one of our former great players, WTF, and he's making do with it, So
yes. So everybody can thank WTF when you see him, man. Thank him for handing this man this great defensive line. So, all right. I guess to move on, let's ask you a few questions, Prime.
Yeah.
Now, you watching the NFC Conference Championship. And I know Future's our boy, man. We love us some Future.
Right.
He's another quiet, silent game. I mean, this game was like the battle of the silence.
Right.
You know what I mean? The quiet bowl.
Right.
So these are two silent killers. Mm-hmm. And Future's is our boy. But in truth here, just a hard-hitting question real quick. Who were you really hoping win this game? Were you looking for Sunday because you're ready to battle him, to show the league, who's the GOAT, or whatever the situation is, or were you rooting for your boy Future?
Yeah, man, that's a good question because Future and I have had a long history of, it's like the SML OG battle, right? That's been almost formed and that we feel like was going to happen a million times. It just hasn't quite got
Never
there.
happened.
And I think at the beginning of the cycle, that was the game I had wanted to play until Sunday came along, and until Paulie starts making these podcasts, and there is no doubt, 100%. I don't care if he's 16-0, if he's won 500 games in a row. That's who I want to play, and that's who I want to beat is the Washington Redskins, and I don't care.
I'm asking rhetorical questions here, man, because I just want to hear that.
Mm-hmm.
Also, so okay, now you won 15-time champs. Everybody knows 15-time champ, Prime 0-0.
Yes.
Everybody knows the guy.
Mm-hmm.
You're going for 16. Will this 16 what will this 16 say? I know that it will even you out as to winning half of all of our championships. Right. But other than that, I mean, what is number 16? What is the 16-time champ going to look like?
Yeah, everyone's a little bit different.
If you win.
Yeah, if I won, everything's a little different. Because if I lost, right, so let's go back to season 2 or season 3 when I played the Eagles in the Super Bowl. Everyone was saying, well, this is the game that Gov's going to take over Prime as the best player. Meats was saying it, blah, blah, blah. Game of the century.
Yes.
I beat Governor, and then you never really hear from Gov again, and I felt like I'd established myself again until Sunday came around. And Sunday's a young, fiery competitor, and he's winning a lot of games. But it'll mean a lot just because it's who it's against, and kind of the hype surrounding it, right? This one's going to be probably one of the most hyped Super Bowls ever. So for that reason alone, I think it'll lay a special spot in my championship pedigree.
You're gonna, this will, like I said, you'll win half of the championships. We are going into season 32 here.
Yeah.
So you could very well not win next year and still have half of the championships in the SML. So I think this is a very important Super Bowl for you. Other than that, playing against Sunday, do you have any special scheme that you're going to use for him? Are you going to change your offense? Are you going to run the same primetime 0-0 offense on him? Or are you going to do something different against
Yeah,
Sunday?
man, we're gonna run the
Against
exact
this.
same. It's gonna be. I'm just gonna put it out there. I'm gonna run the exact same offense I have for the past 12 years. And what I'm gonna do,
Mhm.
I'm just gonna tell you right off the. So everyone, he can play this 12 times over. This is exactly what I'm gonna do. So to start the game, it's just like a boxer. But if you go into a boxing match and you hear this guy who has great knockout power, you have to kind of go in there and you have to feel his power. You have to see if he has that knee buckling power. So we're gonna go out there.
Mhm.
We're gonna get a judge for his for that defensive line for his passing game. We're gonna take a few hits in the gut, and I think if we can get past a quarter or two, and if it's a close game, you better bet a lot of money that I'm gonna win that game because he does not want to be in a close game with me.
Well, you heard it first here on Total Access. Sunday, if you're listening, get ready for the primetime 0-0 rope-a-dope. He's gonna take those punches. He's gonna feel out your power, man, so he can see and set you up for a knockout. We're gonna see. It's gonna be great to see, and I can't wait. When are we gonna see this Super Bowl? It's up to you, Prime. I don't know what Sunday's schedule's like or whatnot.
So
but when are we gonna see this? More than likely tomorrow.
Yes, so the game's going to be tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. That's when Sunday can play, that's when I can play, and that's when it can be commentated by QB Stud. I think there's a rumor going around that QB is going to have a very big SML personality in the booth with them. That's not confirmed. That's just a rumor going around, so we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, man, I'm excited.
So the official commentator is going to be QB and who?
The rumors are Conk. The rumors are Conk.
Conk.
And QB.
Oh wow!
But if that doesn't work out, it might be QB and somebody else. We always have some guys that are down to commentate. That said, yeah, man, it's just I'm gonna play my game, and like I do, I don't change my game for nobody. And I, people probably think that's stupid, but hey, that's how I win. So.
Well, there you heard it first. Here on Total Access, we got the GOAT. Heard it from the GOAT's mouth, man. He's coming for Sunday. Mm-hmm. Sunday, man. We're looking forward to hearing from you, brother. Maybe you can do a post Super Bowl interview, whether you win or lose.
Yes.
Hit us up in the DM if you're available. We're also going to go right here into our quick extra point.
Yes.
And look ahead to this final season, man. What aspirations do we have for the final season? This is the final season of Madden 20.
Right, so after this Super Bowl, we have one more season. We're just going to take it like we did. We're probably going to have a few weeks of dead time after that, and we're going to chalk up a few tournaments, a few giveaways, and we're going to make it a party. We don't want to have a buzzer beater season like we did last cycle where people were kind of losing interest. So I think it'll be good for everybody to have a season, play some tournaments, and send off Madden 20 on a positive note.
Well, the good thing is there is no losing interest in the SML. If you're losing interest in the SML, there are 32 guys in the prime of dying
waiting to take your spot. Exactly. You're hitting the nail on the head. So
there is no getting complacent in the SML.
Mm-hmm. You're absolutely right. So
the league of no complacency.
Yes. So yeah, guys, we'll see what happens. We're excited for the final season. We're excited for this Super Bowl, possibly one of the biggest hype Super Bowls in SML history. Sunday, I did hear your guarantee on Paulie's podcast about a month and a half ago, where you said if you played me in a Super Bowl, you'll win. I didn't forget about that.
Yes.
So we'll see what happens. It's gonna be a fun game, and I'm gonna bring my A game. So
yeah, just get ready for the most hyped Super Bowl, man. We're looking ahead to our next season 32 in the books. We're gonna have our big draft party. Get ready, get your tickets to the draft party, man. It's gonna be hype as usual every year. We all in there, and sometimes man we stay in there after the draft is over. So get ready for that, man. It's gonna be exciting. The SML, man, it's the best place to play on the PS4.
Yes,
there's nothing better than this. And I'm gonna let the GOAT Primetime 0-0 sign us off real quick.
Yes, sir.
And you guys have a good one.
Yes, sir. So, guys, thanks for listening to SML Total Access. Everybody, thanks for what you do in the league for another successful season and obviously a successful cycle. We're going to keep pushing on. Let's make this game a good one. Twitch.tv/SimMaddenLeague. That's going to be where the game is live commentated at 7 p.m. Eastern on Memorial Day, Monday, guys. So, everybody, thanks for listening.
Yes.
And you guys, take it easy.